Welcome back aspirants on MacTech 40, and today we will solve two questions of thermodynamics, and this is the lecture 3 of that series of IAS mains or civil services question of mains exam and optional subject as a mechanical engineering. Okay, so this is the third lecture, and if you have not seen this previous two videos, just click on the I button and you will get all these two videos. Okay, so before starting, one question for you of non-technical section and as well as for your revision. The Supreme Court has declared access to the internet as a fundamental right under the article of Indian Constitution. Which under which article? So there are four options. Option A, Article 14. Option B, Article 21. Option C, Article 19, and option D, Article 17. Okay. So this is the four options. You have to answer me in the comment box. Okay. And today's question. These questions are IS 2014 exam. Okay, so some of you might confuse that why first 2019, then 2017, and just suddenly 2014. Okay, so that reason is that 2020 exam is not yet conducted. Okay, and 2019 thermodynamics question, there are basically two questions. One is very easy, you can easily solve, and second I have done second I have, okay, in as a lecture 1. Okay, 2019. Okay, it is completed. In 2018 there are basically two questions and they are very easy. Okay, if you are doing mains as an optional subject, so those questions are very easy, you can easily solve this. In 2017 and 2016 and 2015 and 2014. Okay, so why I have not conducted 2017? Because there is a only one question and one theory. Okay, the question is very easy. Okay, and the theory portion I will cover in our fifth or sixth lecture. Okay, in 2016 same case, one theory and one numerical. In 2015 there is one theory only. Okay, and one numerical that is very short, and you can easily solve. And this 2014 question, two question of one numerical and one theory, both are very good. So today I am going to, okay, solve these two questions, and these remaining question, one question of this numerical and this theory and this theory also, they will be solved in successive lectures. Okay, so today we will solve our two questions. This first Carnot cycle and second is on the Brayton cycle. Okay, so let's start. Our first question is, in a Carnot cycle, this question is 10 marks question, very short, but you have to go line by line, word by word, otherwise you cannot solve this question. Okay, in a Carnot cycle, underline Carnot cycle, heat is received at 480 degrees Celsius and rejected at 40 degrees Celsius. That means the heat source temperature or higher temperature TH is equal to 480 degrees Celsius, and rejected, that means heat is rejected in heat sink, or it can say this lower temperature, it is 40 degrees Celsius, and heat is rejected where? In lower temperature or heat sink. The entropy of the sink increases 0.075 kilojoule per kg Kelvin per cycle. Determine the work done per cycle. Okay, one thing, that is, the question is given like, first you have to understand the basic concept of this engine. Okay, this is engine, this is a source temperature, this is source, and this is the sink temperature. This is T at T higher and T lower. Okay, so some amount of heat is supplied at a QS, and engine is doing some work, and some amount of heat is rejected. Okay, this is the basic thing. Now the second fundamental is entropy. You know the entropy change is given by heat transfer upon temperature. Okay, if the temperature is not changing, then we can write this, and a heat sink is as a uniform temperature. Okay, so entropy change is given to us 0.0785. Okay, so how much heat rejected, or that means this much amount of heat is received by the heat source, sorry, heat sink. Okay, so here I will write T lower temperature. Okay, and now why it is written entropy increase? Okay, why not it is entropy decrease? It is written as entropy of the sink increases. Okay, because heat is added to the system. Some heat, QR amount of heat is added to the sink. Okay, so whenever added into the sink, then it means positive. And if we talk about the source, then QS amount of heat is received. Okay, this much amount of heat is extracted from the source, so this much amount of heat is loss minus. So that's why entropy will decrease. Okay, whenever you say entropy decreases of source, the source of entropy of source decreases. Okay, and entropy of sink increases. So the question is, so we have to find Q rejection. So how much amount of heat is rejected? It is given as 0.0785 into absolute temperature, not in Celsius, absolute temperature, that means 40 plus 273. So when you solve this, you will get 24.57 kilojoule per kg. This much amount of heat is rejected into the sink. Okay, till now all the clear. Now as I have told you, go word by word, otherwise you will not solve, you cannot solve. In a Carnot cycle, understand the word Carnot, and you all know the Carnot cycle is what? A reversible cycle, idle cycle. Okay, and you know the entropy equation for cyclic integral heat transfer upon temperature, that means cyclic integral of change in heat transfer upon temperature is equal to 0 for reversible process. Okay, so whatever amount of heat is rejected from the heat source, it is gained by heat sink. Okay, the entropy change, sorry, not heat is rejected, sorry, I'm taking my words back. Okay, so the heat rejected from the source, okay, or whatever heat extracted from the source at higher temperature, and there will be some heat is added in the QR in lower temperature, and this will be 0. Okay, as per the entropy principle, this is a reversible cycle. So we can write QS by TH is equal to QR upon TL, or T lower temperature. So heat supply is given by QR. We have the value of QR, that means 24.5, and absolute temperature. You have to find absolute temperature here 313, because lower temperature is 40 degree and higher temperature is 480 degrees Celsius. Okay, 480 plus 273. Okay, sorry, I will write in the center so that you can easily solve this. Amount of heat is extracted from the supply on TH, plus amount of heat rejected at the lower temperature, and this ratio will be 0, okay, as per the entropy theorem. So we have Qs is equal to Qr into upon TL into TH, okay. So when you put the value of all this, Qr is equal to 24.5, a higher temperature is 480 degrees Celsius plus 273, because we have to take absolute temperature, upon 313, because 40 degrees Celsius in Kelvin become 313 Kelvin. So when you solve this, you will find as a 59 kilojoule per kg. This much amount of heat is supplied from the system. Now apply first law of thermodynamics. Whatever energy is coming is the total amount of energy is coming out in the different form, okay, but the total content will be same. So here heat is supplied is coming in form of work, okay. Here applying first law for this system, heat supplied is equal to work done and Q rejected. So we have a heat supplied value 59, we have to find work done, and heat rejected is 24.57. So just put the value in calculator, so you will get 34.4 kilojoule per kg. So this is the answer, okay. Hope you guys understand, because the fundamental thing behind this is I am underlining all the fundamentals. This entropy equation, why it is taken as positive or negative, then this Carnot cycle, it is reversible, and it is this entropy principle, and this first law of thermodynamics. These three are fundamentals of this question, okay. Next, move toward next question. Next question is, an open gas turbine cycle plant with turbine efficiency and efficiency eta T and compressor efficiency eta C with minimum temperature T minimum and maximum temperature T maximum, okay, and compression ratio as well as expansion ratio is RP, or you can say that pressure ratio. So what should be the limit for the product of these three things: compressor efficiency, turbine efficiency into T maximum upon T minimum? What is the product, okay, of this? And some assumption is given: neglect the pressure losses, assuming that work is perfect gas, okay. So here we can take as a gamma adiabatic index 1.4. So this is the Brayton cycle, open Brayton cycle. Here T1, okay, this is PV diagram, and this is TS diagram, okay. Now from this is the one, the inlet temperature, and this T1 will be T minimum temperature, okay. When air enters, it compressed, okay, adiabatically, isentropically, not adiabatically, isentropically. Then 2 to 3 heat is added at constant pressure in combustion chamber, and 3 to 4 heated again expanded back at isentropically, okay. If we draw the same thing on TS diagram, this is 1 to 2 compressor work, 2 to 3 heat addition, 3 to 4 heat rejection, and 4 to 1, not sorry, not 4 to 1, because this cycle is not closed cycle, okay. So this is compressor work, this heat addition, heat supply, and this is turbine work. Now we know the compressor efficiency is equal to what? Actual enthalpy drop, enthalpy change sorry, ideal enthalpy change upon actual enthalpy change, because ideal enthalpy change is small for compressor and enthalpy change actual. Okay, because compressor is power consuming device, not power producing device, and turbine efficiency is given as enthalpy change actual upon enthalpy change ideal. Why this is actual upon ideal, this ratio? Because turbine is power producing device. Okay, I told you in earlier lectures also why this ratio is reversed. Okay, now let us draw actual diagram. Here it is not an isentropic work, because here some written that there is some losses, so this become T2 dash and this point will become T4 dash. Okay, because there is some efficiency associated with that, means it indicates that compression is not purely isentropic. Okay, here there will be some changes, but for ideal case I have shown to you. Okay, so enthalpy change, we know that change in enthalpy is known as mCp delta T. So here when you take the ratio, m and cp will get cancelled out. So what is the ideal enthalpy change? It will become delta T ideal upon temperature change actual. And here same. Okay, we will write with another pen. So temperature of compression and turbine and compressor will get not match. Okay, delta T of actual and turbine ideal. Now what is the ideal temperature change here in compression? It is T2 by T1, T2 minus T1. Okay, T2 minus T1. And what is the actual changes? T2 dash minus T1. Here the process follows this line. Okay, so T2 minus T1. And same for the compressor. What is the actual temperature change? T3 minus T4 dash upon ideal is T3 minus T4. You can see in the TS diagram also. Here this is the temperature, actual temperature drop upon this is the ideal temperature drop. Now one thing, efficiency of the Brayton cycle. It is given as 1 minus 1 upon pressure ratio raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma. Now here it is in question, it is given that we have to find what is the limit, that means maximum. Limit means that is a maximum, beyond that not possible. So maximum efficiency is what? Carnot cycle efficiency, because Carnot cycle efficiency is 100%, and Carnot cycle efficiency is given by 1 minus T minimum upon T maximum. So when you compare these two, so we'll get pressure ratio raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma is equal to T max upon T minimum. Okay, minimum means T minimum temperature in the Brayton cycle. It means the temperature of the air or working substance before entering into the compressor, and maximum temperature is the temperature after the combustion chamber. That means that before entering into the turbine. Okay, so this is the one equation, equation number 1. Now what we have to find is compression efficiency multiplied by turbine efficiency multiplied by T maximum upon T minimum, and this ratio should be limit. Limit means upper limit, or we can say that maximize, we have to this. Okay, so compressor efficiency is given as here T2 minus T1 upon T2 dash minus T1, T2 minus T1 upon T2 dash minus T1 multiplied by turbine efficiency T3 minus T4 dash and T3 minus T4 multiplied by T max by T minimum. Here we have already found it is written as pressure ratio raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma. Now when we divide this compressor efficiency with T1, so we will get T2 by T1 minus 1 upon T2 dash upon T1. Here T1, here one thing I will clear to you, that is T1 is equal to T minimum and T3 is equal to T maximum. Okay, so don't get confused. Multiply by, here I will divide with T3, 1 minus T4 dash divided by T3 upon 1 minus T4 by T3 multiply by pressure ratio raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma. Okay, now as you can see from the graph, this is a 1 to 2 or 3 to 4. So temperature ratio T2 by T1 we can write in terms of pressure ratio from ideal gas equation, because in question it is given that assume ideal gas. Okay, so pressure ratio raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma. Okay, and same here T2 is what, here pressure ratio, that means P2 by P1. Okay, here T3 by T4, that means T3 by T4 is equal to P3 by P4, or pressure ratio raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma will become same, because T3 by T4 ratio or T2 by T1, because these two are going to be same pressure. Okay, these 2 and 3 are on the same pressure line and 1 and 4 are on the same pressure line, so the pressure ratio will be same of compression and expansion, and it is also given in question also. So just put this value in here, T2 by T1 and T4 by T3. Okay, so when you put this, it is known as pressure ratio raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma minus 1 upon T2 dash upon T1 minus 1 into 1 minus T4 dash upon T3 upon 1 minus pressure ratio raised to minus gamma upon gamma minus 1 upon gamma. Why minus? Because T3 by T4 we know T3 by T4 is a pressure ratio raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma, but here we have find we have to put T4 by T3, so that's why we have taken minus sign. And as usual, okay, sorry, 1 minus T4 dash by T3 and 1 minus pressure ratio raised to minus time gamma minus 1 upon gamma. Okay, and as usual, here T maximum upon T minimum ratio is gamma minus 1 upon gamma. So just when you solve this term and this term, so you will have these two term will be cancelled out, and when you just take it as a 1 upon R pressure ratio, so this minus sign will be get cancelled out, and this pressure ratio will go into numerator, and when you take the minus sign outside, okay, just 1 upon pressure ratio, just do 1 upon pressure ratio and take the LCM and put into the numerator, so you will get equation as pressure ratio raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma minus 1 upon T2 dash upon T1 minus 1 into pressure ratio raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma into minus times 1 minus T4 dash by T3, okay, upon pressure ratio raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma minus 1. Why? Because we have multiply with gamma minus 1 upon gamma here, and we have taken this denominator to denominator, it will come into numerator, and there is a minus, we have multiplied with minus sign, okay. So we have taken upward. So when you solve this, when you take the minus side in minus sign inside, so it will become T4 dash by T3 minus 1, okay. uh, yes, yes, okay. Oh no, no, sorry, uh, actually some mistake. This minus sign is not due to this pressure ratio, okay. There will be positive sign, but here the value will be positive gamma upon gamma minus 1, okay. So this will become the same, and when you take 1 upon pressure ratio, so this will ratio will become gamma minus 1 upon gamma, and 1 minus T4 dash by T3, okay. Multiply with, as usual, pressure ratio raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma. So you can see these two terms will get cancelled out, okay, directly. So we have remaining 1 upon T2 dash upon T1 minus 1 multiply by pressure ratio raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma upon 1 minus T4 dash by T3, okay. So when you take the inverse ratio, sorry, reverse of this, so there will be minus sign and it will be come out, okay. And your equation will become pressure ratio raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma. So you take minus side. Now why here? Now just pause here, and we will go to the diagram, okay. Here, as you can see, the compressor work is denoted by vertical line and smaller vertical line, and turbine work is denoted by bigger vertical line, okay. Isentropic work, okay. So when you come, and actual work will also, you can see this yellow lines, the compressor work line will small and turbine work will more. So when you get the power, whenever you want to get a power from any cycle, so net work should be positive, that means turbine work should be more than the compressor work. So if in some cases what happen, if any such a situation will become like if this compressor work is increased, and simultaneously this turbine work will decrease, okay, because for that production network will be both the both will be not same, okay. And due to metallurgical constraint and heat rejection ratio, okay, because the heat, generally heat rejection will be at atmospheric temperature, okay, and higher temperature will be constrained by metallurgical condition. So this T3 by T4 will not be changed, okay, but here you can compress as much possible as you can. So there is a limit when the compressor temperature after compression and this before the turbine expansion will be same. So compressor work and turbine work will be same. So that means no work is produced, and when you increase this beyond this limit, okay, so then the power consumed by this system is more than the production. So that means that is there is a no meaning of this system, okay. So we have to limit our temperature so that the compression work will not surplus our turbine work, okay. So that is the limit. Why maximum limit is what? P2 dash by T1 will be same as T3 by T4 dash, okay. This will be same. So for optimum condition, this will both will same remain same, and as I told you, minus sign will come out. Okay, and if you minus sign, and it will become T4 dash minus T3 minus 1, and this ratio is same. Okay, so when you subtract from that, it will also will same, so this value will also get cancelled out. So we have remaining is compression pressure ratio raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma, and here also 1, it is 2 times. So pressure ratio 2 times pressure ratio 2 times gamma minus 1 upon gamma, and this is the answer. Okay, that we have to prove it. Hope you guys understand. Yeah, the understanding part is more so it will like so you like that this question is too much long and only 10 marks question, but when you understand this concept, you will easily, and you can easily write this enthalpy equation and this maximum efficiency equation, then just explain this thing of maximum and minimum. When you solve this, you will get this ratio. Okay, hope you guys understand this concept. If you have still any doubt, you can ask in the comment section also. Okay, and share with your friends also, so that they will also get benefit. Till then, keep watching, stay sharp.